Okay, previously we dealt with areas of assessment. Now we're going to deal with assessment procedures and techniques. So there are, number one, observation. So if I want to conduct an assessment, these are the procedures and the techniques I will use. Number one is observation, watching learners in natural or structural setting. So when you jump into a class, don't just do anything. Watch them. Allow them to do what they know how to do. That's natural. Or what they have learned how to do. That is structural. That's number one thing I have to do. Number two, interviews. Gather information from parents, teachers, and learners. Every child has a special need or has its own specialty. What you need to do is to gather information from whoever that has been dealing with this person. Ask a teacher who has taught this person. Ask the parents, and then interview the learner himself. You'll be able to get what you want. The next one is checklist. Recording the presence or absence of specific behavior or skill. So I am watching these children, these pupils. This other one is throwing tantrum. I'll write it down. And he has done the same thing again. He has done the same thing again. Then probably it might be a habit, but everything has a cost. So something may have cost this. Checklist their behavior, checklist their skill. This one is constantly writing. This one keeps looking around without writing. Then know what the problem is. This one keeps looking as if he's not seeing anything. This checklisting will help you to know whether someone is following or not. Then we have a questionnaire, collecting structured information from respondents. We know what questionnaire is. Put the questions in a structured way and then send it to respondents. When they respond, you now use it to calculate, to assess what you want to know or assess. Then we have standardized tests. That's using norm-referenced instrument or compare performance. So I want to give a test on this, and then after that, I give another test or give another test. Compare the performance of each person in all the tests. With this, I'll know where you're doing well or where you are not doing well. Lastly, on the assessment procedures is informal assessment. This one, the teacher make tests and classroom-based evaluation. So I make my own test for you and assess you in the classroom. The same thing you will do. This helps you to know who is following and who is not following. And sometimes it's better to understand that sometimes the person you think is not following is actually trying to follow, but either having a depression or being traumatized or being troubled. Sometimes even hunger can make them not to follow well. So to this, we go to ethical consideration in assessment. Ethical consideration assessment ensures fairness, confidentiality, and respect for learners' dignity. Information collection during assessment must be kept confidential and used only for educational purposes. So it will be wrong for me to gather information. It will be wrong for me to gather information. Instead of using the information for educational purpose, I will use it for discussion purpose. Maybe after assessing my students, I get to discover this one is traumatized because he's always watching the parents fight at home. And then I will use that as a topic of discussion. This is wrong. If you look at this, it says ethical considerations. So something you must do or think about before doing, or something you must avoid or try your best to avoid. Assessors must avoid bias. Don't conclude by yourself. Like someone will say, Abakaliki people are always behaving like this. That's not a good word for an assessor. Don't be biased. Number two, you must avoid labeling. Oh, this is exactly how you do it. This is exactly how their people do it. No. Don't put in your own concepts. Allow the learner to show you before you conclude. Then must avoid discrimination. This one is a dirty person. Let him go out of the class. As an assessor, you are also a caregiver. Leave it there. We will understand that later. Consent should be obtained where necessary, especially when involving children and vulnerable learners. There's what we call ethical licensing or ethical approval. If you are doing anything in a school and it involves these children with vulnerability, you have to seek consent from your heads, maybe principal or whatever, so that whatever you do will be covered. If anything happens, someone will stand for you. Then ethical assessment also requires cultural sensitivity and respect for diversity. So you must know that an Hausa man will do this and will not do the other. Yoruba man will do this and will not do the other. And don't expect Hausa man to do the same that Yoruba will do, or Igbo man to do the same that Hausa or Yoruba will do. So be culturally sensitive so that you don't bias. And then that takes us to the next thing, challenges in assessing learners with special needs. Assessing learners with special needs is assessment in special education is often affected by several challenges. This includes lack of trained personnel. As a teacher, you are teaching in a special school. If you are not trained, you will be making mistakes. But if you are trained, you'll be competent. 2, misinterpretation of test results can also lead to incorrect diagnosis and inappropriate educational placement. So be careful in interpreting your results. Excuse me. I have always said avoid bias, avoid bias, avoid bias. Do your best to avoid bias so that it will not affect your interpretation. We move on. Role of, this is the last part of module 2 and the last place for this course for today. Role of teachers in educational assessment. What role does a teacher play in educational assessment? You as a teacher, I'm asking this as a question. I want the two of you in class to answer me. What role does a teacher play in educational assessment? Oh yeah, start. This is why you're keeping quiet. You're behaving as if you want to press ChatGPT before you answer me. Yes?
One of the roles of a teacher to assessment. One, the teacher should get the materials or the instruments ready.
Do what?
Teachers should get the material or instrument ready. That means like the tests.
Okay. Is there any other one you will tell us?
Sorry.
Sister Miliaku or Begeliaku, na-enwere ego.
Another role a teacher plays is, like you said, you shouldn't be biased. So when a teacher is assessing students, that teacher is expected not to be biased.
Yeah. Okay, you are right. That's a good one. I'll clap for you by myself. Teachers play a central role in assessment because they interact with learners daily. So what does a teacher need to do? Number one, the teacher observes the learner's behavior. Number one role, be observatory. Number two, administer classroom assessments. Goodness said they should get the tools, administer it. You don't wait for the assessment to conduct itself or administer itself. You are the one administering. Number three, provide continuous feedback. Any assessment without feedback is not complete. Teachers also collaborate with specialists such as psychologists, therapists, diagnosing learners' difficulties. So when it is difficult for you to diagnose a learner's difficulty, then collaborate with a professional. Collaboration is one good thing in special education so that you don't think you know it all and then destroy everything. Their professional judgment is crucial. That's teachers' professional judgment is crucial in identifying learners who need additional support and designing appropriate intervention. Okay, I will ask a question, and that question is how we are going to end in this particular course. What intervention will you design for one student who looks at you eyeball to eyeball when you're teaching and tries to repeat the things you are saying, but at the end of the class cannot remember anything. I ask again, what intervention will you, okay, let me type it. What intervention will you design for a student who looks at you eyeball to eyeball during class and tries to mimic or say the things you are saying, but after the class assessment, he/she may not be able to perform well or remember what you taught them. I've sent the question there. Please, somebody should lift that question and throw it inside the class. Okay, does anybody have any question before we end this course and go to the next one? Somebody just joined while we are about closing. But that's a good one. Thank you for joining us in Agwadi. Can we take this question to be answered now, or will it be submitted as an assignment? I'm listening to you.
To me, sir, if possible, I wish we can answer it here, sir.
Okay.
And I even have questions, sir.
Okay, answer my own then. Ask your question, no problem. I am waiting. Please, who is this ITEL? Can you tell us who you are? ITEL, unmute yourself and tell us who you are. ITEL P662L. I encourage you anytime you want to join any Zoom class, you use your name. Nobody's answering my question. Goody.
Sir.
Yes, are you answering the question?
Let me make an attempt, sir.
No problem.
Should we use
yes?
Someone that looks eyeball to eyeball but cannot recall? I think we should use demonstration or psychomotive teaching technique.
Okay. You know, there are learners who learn mostly what you illustrated than what you just said. You may be right.
Dramatically.
Clap for yourself. Goody. No. Okay. Good. You said you have a question. Can you ask your question before we end this and take some 3 minutes and start another class? Is that right?
Yeah.
To end the class now.